Thank you to BetterHelp for sponsoring this video. Thank you. Is there something interfering with your happiness or is preventing you from achieving your goals? I certainly do. I have multiple occasions where I just want to get things done. I want to just brush my teeth, wash my face, do the laundries, go out for a walk, but I just can't due to my super frequent depressive episodes. BetterHelp will assess your needs and match you with your own licensed professional therapist whom you can start communicating within 48 hours. It's not a crisis line, it's not self-help, it's a professional counseling done securely online. There's a broad range of expertise in BetterHelp's 15,000 plus counselor network, which may not be locally available in many areas. The service is available for clients worldwide. You can log into your account anytime and send a message to your counselor. You'll get timely and thoughtful responses, plus you can schedule weekly video or phone sessions so you won't ever have to sit in an uncomfortable waiting room as with traditional therapy. BetterHelp is committed to facilitating great therapeutic matches, so they make it easy and free to change counselors if needed. It's more affordable than traditional offline counseling, and financial aid is also available. Special offer for Overthinker Society listeners. Get 10% off your first month at betterhelp.com/Suli. That's BetterHelp, HELP, and join the over 1 million people taking charge of their mental health with the help of an experienced professional. BetterHelp wants you to start living a happier life today. And also, Overthinker Society has now launched as its separate own channel. Hell yeah! I'm going to upload the next few episodes here on my main channel, and from then on, I'm going to be uploading all the new episodes only on the Overthinker Society podcast channel. So if you guys enjoy listening to the show and want to support, go subscribe to the Overthinker Society YouTube channel. Come subscribe. Okay, now let's get on to the podcast. Here is the lovely conversation that I had with DJ Poolboi, whom I had the pleasure to work on and release I Don't Really Mind with a few weeks ago. I hope you guys enjoy this conversation as I did very much. This is DJ Poolboi. Do you think that's early? Do you think 8 a.m.
8
is
a.m.?
early?
Normally I would say yes, but my sleep schedule is totally backwards. Like I didn't sleep last night.
Oh no, what happened?
I just get like random bouts of insomnia, like I was just laying in bed like catatonic till the sun came up.
Oh gosh.
And then so when that happens, like I go to sleep like in the afternoon. And then my sleep schedule's backwards, so 8 a.m. ends up being like 8 p.m. for me. You know what I mean?
I feel you.
Yeah.
I experienced something very strange yesterday night where I'm usually same. I'm usually the same where I'm like I want to sleep but I can't. My body won't. Like I'm feeling tired but my body won't let me fall asleep.
Yeah, like your brain won't shut off.
Yeah, it's like exactly. It won't shut up. I can't stop thinking. I know I don't want to be thinking about whatever that I'm thinking right now. It's completely useless. I just want to go to freaking sleep. That's usually the case for me as well. But yesterday, I was feeling tired as heck and I was about to fall asleep. I was ready to sleep. My body was like, "Hey, I'm putting you in a coma."
Right.
And then I was like getting ready for bed, just ready to just completely shut off. And then I see like a little corner in my wall. And I see a big dark speck. And that's not a good sign. That's not a good sign.
No.
There's nothing on my wallpaper usually. There's nothing on it. It should be empty and there's this black speck.
Oh my God, that's like a sleep paralysis demon.
Oh shit. It was a roach. It was a roach. I was like,
God.
Yeah.
Dude, fuck that.
Fudge. That's that spine chilling realization.
Yeah.
You're looking at something that you're not supposed to see.
It was like it sounds like a huge roach. It was like big enough for you to see from your bed on the wall.
Yeah, I've got terrible eyesight.
That's disgusting.
And yeah, it was just there, just chilling, just, like, just, oh, it's so scary when
Yeah.
a bug is just not moving, and it's like, it's gonna pounce when you start to do
Yeah.
the moment you start to well, you're gonna, like, try to do something, it's gonna pounce.
That's the
You
worst moment.
expect it.
When it takes flight, I'm out of there, dude.
Oh,
I
frick.
just
Did
bail.
you know that some roaches can fly?
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah. It's
gosh.
it's disgusting.
I know. And then,
Did
like,
you
I kill it. I killed it, which is like, thank goodness I did. It's like one of those, like, imagine if you found a roach in your room and you lost it. It just goes.
Yeah.
That's
That
the
happens
worst.
that happens more often than I wish it would.
Do you find roaches
Did
in
you
your room?
No, but I used to live in an apartment that was
Yeah.
infested because the neighbors like just didn't clean their apartment and their place was just covered in roaches and they would come over into my place. It
Uh,
was horrible.
well, I do want to get it out there that my place isn't as, like, filthy.
Yeah.
I don't want to,
It's
like, come across as
every
somebody who.
every place gets a roach. It's like one roach. Don't feel bad.
I
Nobody's
mean,
judging you.
I'm not gonna lie. If you're, like, living in a 14 million, like, dollar mansion, you probably won't get roaches. But I don't know. I've never lived in that kind of house before, so I don't know
They
if
come,
those.
the big roaches are like outside roaches. So somehow like an outside roach can get in like through an open door or window or
Yes,
something. It's like
yes,
the small roaches are like the infestation like inside your place roaches.
yeah. Oh, I
Yeah.
see. Those are okay. So I guess, like, the smaller the roaches are that like, probability wise, the
The
smaller the roaches
scarier they
are.
are.
The scarier they are because they're probably more.
Yeah, they got friends.
Mine was pretty big, so
Yeah.
I think it just got. Or I did actually. Speaking of this, like, I did actually indulge in this. Like, after I killed this all, I don't.
Hmm.
I was. I'll just continue the story that was the case for last night, and I just couldn't sleep. I was
Yeah.
half forced not to sleep because I was having
Well, now
terrible.
you're thinking of roaches. Like you don't know if there's
Exactly.
more.
Exactly. Now I'm
You
like,
didn't.
it's not like I kill the roach and I instantly go to bed. It's like I can't do that.
Well, yeah, you didn't name it. You didn't want to give it a name and like
Oh no,
domesticate it.
not for roaches. And
Give it a
actually,
little leash.
generally speaking, not for all bugs. And I did ask this question. Let me tell you this. I asked a
Mm.
lot of questions. I had this I had this exact conversation with myself last night that I'm having with
But
you right now. But I was
yeah.
wondering, like, do monks, like, how do monks feel about bugs?
Uh,
So, cause, like, they're
uh,
disgusting as hell. Like, I'm not gonna
yeah.
lie. I
You
love
know, I'm.
animals. I love, like, all things animals, like, even snakes. I don't
Yeah,
mind snakes. They're cute as frick sometimes.
they
But
can be. Yeah.
yeah, but, like, anything that has more than legs, more than legs, more than 4 legs,
Well, yeah. Snakes don't have legs, so any more than
any more than
zero,
4. Yes, any
yeah,
more than, well, I
like a
don't know if
dog.
there are any bugs that have actually 4 legs. 'Cause I think they have at least, like, 6.
I'm sure there's some out there.
Oof.
How many legs do crickets have?
Oh, well,
Six,
I don't
six.
know. Well,
Well,
actually, I
they
just
rub them
realized.
together to make the noise.
Yeah, and
Okay.
I also
No, no.
realized worms as well. Worms don't have
Yeah,
legs, so I
and
guess.
worms are gross.
And yes,
You
I
know,
absolutely hate worms.
back to monks.
Yeah.
I think they're probably, I would imagine they're pretty passive about bugs. Like
Mm.
they would just guide it outside, you know, or befriend the bug,
Look, I don't mean to be
learn
mean or
from the
anything,
bug.
but I do wanna, like, test them and see if, like, if I throw them, like, a roach that's the size of my face or something, as I'm sure
At a
you can
monk,
probably. Yeah, what are they gonna do? Are they gonna be like, "Ah,
yes.
yes, this being."
Thank
Or
you
are
for
they gonna
this.
be like, "Shit, you have to die right now."
uh, yeah, I don't know. It's a theory. It's a good theory. I've never thought about this before
Yeah.
today, to be honest.
Mm. Well, yeah, I was like,
But
and that also, like, asking that question last night also led me to thinking, like, my conversation back with my friend that I was housemates with, who was an avid Christian, and
yeah.
we were talking, like, I'm not a Christian, um,
Hmm.
in a traditional sense, I'm more of like
Spiritual.
yes, I it's
Then like yeah.
somewhere along those lines, but I'm not
Hmm.
Christian, so to speak. Uh we were just having conversations about like religion, and I was like, yeah, is Jesus like, was Jesus vegan or something? Like, can you just tell me a little more about it? And she was like, yeah, I don't know. She surprisingly didn't know too much about the diet of Jesus. Um but
I don't know how much they go into the diet of Jesus in the Bible.
yeah, I don't think so. I mean, that would have
No,
made,
he
yeah.
well, he fed people fish. So
Oh.
maybe he's a pescatarian.
Oh, interesting. Did
But they
he
also like sacrificed lambs in the Bible, so that's
That's
not very
true.
not very
That is
vegan.
true. And also, yeah, it's not a very vegan thing to say when you call wine the blood of Jesus and
Right.
people drink it at like
Yeah,
ceremonies and shit.
that's hardcore.
Yeah, I
That's
know.
so
I mean,
metal.
I know it's all like metaphorical and stuff, but
Yeah. Sorry, I have to get my Powerade, my daily
hey,
Powerade fix in. Get
hey,
my
I'm a
electrolytes.
Powerade gang as well. I'm a blue one. I've only got blue one. I'm a
Okay.
blue Powerade gal because only
Yes.
because that's the only Powerade flavor that I can have access to in Korea.
Oh no way. That's the only flavor that they have with
The
Powerade.
only flavor. They occasionally have
Well,
like one of those like purple ones that's called like blue like purple storm or something. That's the
um,
flavor of the Powerade, which is like
purple storm. Nobody.
what am I expecting from this?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. What? How is a storm a flavor?
Exactly.
No, actually, it's good because it's good that you have the blue one because blue is definitely my favorite Powerade. I feel
Hmm.
very strongly about this. But Gatorade, I like the yellow one. Yellow Gatorade and blue Powerade all the way.
Is yellow Gatorade, if I'm remembering it correctly, like pineapple flavored, I think?
No, it's
Oh, is
lemon
it?
lime.
Oh, lemon lime. Because I saw a video where ProZD, who's like one of my all-time favorite YouTuber, he
Yeah.
does a series where he just tastes like 12 different flavors of whatever. And he did
Yeah.
the same thing with Gatorades, I believe. It wasn't Powerade. They had like
Mhm.
26 flavors or something crazy like that.
Oh, there's a
Um,
million of them.
yeah, and
Yeah.
and I think there were like a couple yellow ones. So I
Yeah.
guess like I just remember the pineapple one and not the lime
Right.
one.
That one
Um,
sounds weird. Do you remember what his favorite was?
ah,
What was the
I feel like his favorite was like the basic ones, not like the exotic
like
type. You know,
red?
yeah,
Yeah,
just the basic
for
flavors that
sure.
you can just get off of like wherever. Um,
Yeah,
I'm more of
I respect
somebody
that.
who's like I love trying out exotic tastes of whatever that I've always known that product for, and I usually
Yeah.
love it more often
Okay.
than not. I think
Like
it's
when they
just for
come
the
out with a
novelty
weird
of it.
flavor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like you know, like Pop-Tarts, I've only had one flavored of Pop-Tart in my entire
Right.
life, but they have all sorts of crazy flavors.
Yeah.
Um and like I want to try birthday cake ones, and I want to try like, you know, like
Birthday
weird
cake is my
crazy.
favorite cake flavor for sure.
I think okay,
Like
actually,
funfetti, I think is what it's called here.
oh, is it? I don't.
Funfetti cake.
So, okay, I have a question about birthday cake flavors. What actually is
Okay.
a birthday cake flavor? Because I've never had. Is it like an American thing? Because I've never like.
It's just like I don't know. I mean, it's I guess it's a weird term because a birthday cake can be like any kind of cake,
Yeah,
but
exactly.
generally it's like a just like a vanilla cake with white icing and sprinkles.
Oh, okay. Like icing isn't
Yeah.
like, you know, one of those like like
Like
sweet
white
butter icing.
vanilla. Yeah. Like
That
a
leaves.
yeah.
Okay, are we talking about one of those icings that leave a weird coat on the top of your tongue when you finish
Yeah,
eating it?
exactly.
Oh
Yes.
no.
You don't like that?
Okay, actually, okay, come to
Confetti.
think of it, I actually
I
have tried one of those cakes when I was living in the States, and I don't
yeah.
didn't like it.
Yeah.
The coating part actually, at least.
I feel you. I feel you. What's your favorite cake?
My favorite cake is um anything with a lot of whipped cream. I love whipped cream.
Oh
Um
yeah,
yeah, it's
for
like
sure.
the more whipped cream you slap onto that cake, the more I'm gonna love it.
Yeah.
And anything else is just a little plus, like, you know, whatever fruits or um whatever cake flavor it is, like on the inside. For me, it's the whipped cream.
Yeah. So
That's all I count
are
for.
you more of a pie person than like a cake person? Because like pie, I feel
Oh,
like I load up the whipped cream on pie.
see, that's an
Something.
experience that I never got to have. Also, because pie isn't a thing.
Oh yeah,
No, in
right.
Korea.
Yeah. What's like the main dessert in Korea? What do y'all? What's the most popular thing?
Um, uh, uh, Koreans have a lot of drinks.
Yeah.
I had noticed. Very like I don't know what you get in like over in the States, but in Korea we
Yeah.
got like I'm not even joking, like a, a couple dozens of different like cafe brands, and each
Okay.
of them have their own like dictionary of menus.
Yeah.
It's
So it's
like
like
it's crazy. Their menus are unreadable because they've got so many things going
so
on
many
there.
ingredients.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
Is
many
it
like drinks and so many types of food
like
drinks that you
like
can get.
like smoothies, like that
Yeah.
type of thing?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
No.
Like AIDS, they have like crazy different flavors. Like I don't know how they
Mm-hmm.
come up with these different like assortments, but it's like at least you can get like 35 different drinks from one cafe. They're all crazy.
Yeah.
And I noticed that that's what a lot of people have for like their desserts. You know, it's like a norm. It's like
Okay.
a standard it seems after you have a meal with your friend or something. They're like, "Hey, let's go out for desserts." It's not like we go to
Ice
Cheesecake
cream or
Factory
something.
or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's like we go to a cafe and get some sort of a drink.
Okay. That I can respect that. I mean,
Yeah.
we definitely love our like smoothies and shit like that here. We got like I don't know, like Jamba Juice is like huge
Oh
here.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah.
all those big chains and stuff like that. So
I
that
do.
makes sense to me
I
actually.
love Jamba Juice.
You have Jamba Juice there?
No, yes, we do, but my first Jamba Juice wasn't in Korea. It was in the UK, I believe. I think.
Oh, yeah. Have you been outside of Korea a lot?
Quite a fair bit. I traveled a lot because my dad loved traveling, so we were just kind of like always
Yeah.
tagging along, obviously because we were family.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah.
which I'm actually really really grateful for. Like I'm just um
Yeah.
it's one of those things that your parents selfishly do, but you kind of end up gaining something from it.
Right.
But oh yeah,
Yeah,
but
no, that's sweet. Yeah.
I traveled a fair bit.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I love traveling.
What
I think
did
that just
you
kind of
did you
yeah.
mostly go like travel in the UK, like Europe, or have you been to the States before? Or
Actually not so much Europe. I've only visited the UK obviously because I lived there. And
yeah.
I've been to Amsterdam like for like a school trip, which was amazing. Like I went to the coffee
Yeah.
shops and everything, see
I
everyone
want to
get
go there so
high,
bad. Yeah,
but like
for
I
sure.
failed at my own joint, so I just like ended up coughing everything out, and like such a
That'll
bummer that I
happen.
didn't get to be high with all of my friends.
I think weed is overrated. I don't know. I don't
Is
like
it?
it. For me, yeah.
Am
I
I not
just
missing
it just
out on a lot?
I mean it depends on like the person, of course, you know,
Sure.
because I know a lot of people it helps with their anxiety. You
Mhm.
know, like they smoke, then they feel better. But for me, it's the opposite.
Oh, you're
It makes me super anxious,
I
and I
see.
don't like it. Yeah.
How many
So
times
yeah.
have you tried it?
Oh, I mean, ever since like I guess high school, I don't know, like a bunch of times. I always try and go back to like, okay, maybe like I'll like it this time. I did have some in Vancouver that was
Uh-huh.
like super mellow, and I did like that a lot.
Okay.
It's gotta be indica because indica is the strain that's like a lot calmer. It makes you like chill, and then sativa is the one that gets you like wired a little bit.
Oh, so there are
Like
like different types of weeds. I know nothing about them.
I don't know much, but I know that there's the two big ones are like
I see.
sativa and indica, and like
Mm.
yeah.
Yeah,
uh
weed is super illegal. in Korea. Is
Uh,
like celebrities get
Jeez.
canceled because they were caught smoking
Caught
weed.
smoking weed.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
super illegal, super duper.
Okay.
Um,
That's yeah, that's really interesting. I never thought about that. So yeah, so you can't get weed. What's the penalty? I was just like,
oh, like I think I'm pretty sure you can get jail time for it.
yeah.
Much like some of the states in this like some like in the states, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
But
I'm
it's
in
like
Texas. It's very illegal here.
yeah, but it's like it's one of those things where it's like in the states a lot of the parts are still illegalizing um
Legalizing?
unlegalizing. Well, it still
Oh,
has weed, like it's illegal to smoke weed still, but it's almost like
yeah.
the general consensus that it should be legal and people are talking about it all the time,
Hmm.
yeah?
Yeah.
Whereas in Korea it's like a massive taboo. You're not talking about weed. You don't talk about
Oh,
weed. And when you're
gotcha.
caught smoking weed,
Yeah.
that's the end of it. It's done.
Yeah. Yeah. But
Super
do people,
conservative, I would say. Yeah.
so is that like how like the liberal or younger people feel about it? Like, can you go to like a friend's place and it's common for them to have it, or just like
Oh
nobody
no, no,
has
no, no,
it?
no. Nobody gets access to it. It's like
Gotcha.
I found it very weird that when I was in the UK, my friend was like, "Hey, I've got a friend that I can just text right now. You can get high if you want to get
Yeah.
high." Like I know that local
Yeah.
person, like whose
Yeah.
name is like Jim or something, and you just say, "Hey,
Yeah.
Jim, have you got something for us?" And it's like you do a little like
Yeah.
meetup or something. What I don't know what actually
Word.
happens, but like all of my friends
That's
always had that person in contact,
yeah.
Whereas
Yeah, they're plugged.
yeah, no, you
You
don't
gotta
have that person in Korea.
okay.
Just no, just
Yeah, that must have been a shock then, like a big culture shock to see that. I know, and like it was actually a shock for me because I was in I think it was LA where they have apps that you can get weed delivered to your door. It's like that legal. You can just like have it delivered.
that
I was like,
legal.
yo, this is wild. It's that legal. You can have it delivered. It's
It's like a
so legal.
weed Tinder where you just find your
Yeah.
local weed dealer and you can
Whoa.
just like, you
That could
know,
be a niche app like stoner love. Stoner love like swipe to find
stoner
your
love. I
420
love that.
friendly. That has to exist. I guarantee you.
It's gotta be like
If
I feel like weed Tinder. The term weed Tinder isn't nude for me. I didn't actually. I feel like I didn't make up that term just now. I feel like I heard
yeah,
it
it's like
somewhere, and it
yeah,
was
it's like
just kind of like just popped up
um
in my head just now.
I think like there's this song called Cryptomnesia
Mm-hmm.
by Cold War Kids, and I had to look up what Cryptomnesia is, and apparently it's like when you think you came up with an original idea, but it's like something
Yes.
subconsciously. It's like sometimes I'll write a melody and I'll be like, oh man, this is really good. And then like a day later, I'm like, oh, I just ripped that off from like the song that I just heard or
Hey, I'm
something.
just now wondering if it was the same video that we watched because I think it was originally about photography and it was like a video
Uh-huh.
made by a photographer, but maybe it was a different video, but he was talking about the same thing where
Yeah.
um like there were several occasions where in like very renowned like photography competitions
Hmm.
somebody won, but it was a massive controversy because there were like other photographers who did like the exact same thing, and
Right.
the winner was like denied the fact that he plagiarized anything, but it was like
Hmm.
too
It was
similar,
like
too
too
same.
similar.
Yeah,
Yeah.
to for it to have been like a plagiarized, I mean not a plagiarized material.
Right.
um and
I
like
feel
I
like
think like
that.
John Lennon, I think with like one of the Beatles song
Yeah.
was had the same thing where they got sued by somebody who was like maybe like another artist where it's like, hey, this is my song, and they're like, I
Right.
swear to god, just thought of it in my
Yeah.
dreams or something. It's
Yeah.
weird.
That happens a lot. And I think it's like it's a tricky line because sometimes it's so like pretty like identical, like verbatim. And it's like, okay, Like that's not a coincidence. They had to have like taken that, you know what I mean? But sometimes it's I feel like it happens in comedy a lot. Like people tell jokes that are very similar.
Yeah.
Um, and it's just like parallel thinking, you know, like you both like thought of the same thing, but you didn't like steal it from anybody. So I don't know, but there are people that steal stuff, so it's like it happens. Um, Also, that recently happened with like I think FKA Twigs was saying Lil Nas X ripped her off.
Oh, really?
Yeah, about because she had that video Cellophane.
Oh, where she was
Um,
like dancing on a pole.
right, and she said like she goes up into heaven and then she falls, and then so
Yes. I see the parallel now. I do know what you're talking about. That
yeah,
yeah, I think it was
I
Rodeo something that his
yeah, I
song
can
was.
yeah.
I don't.
I see the parallel, but I don't think it's a rip off. I think it's like I don't know.
I do
I think
remember thinking the same thing. Hey, this reminds me
they're
of
similar.
yeah.
Hmm.
Um,
They're similar for sure.
was it a massive drama or was it like they just kind of laughed it off, you know?
I don't even know. I was just watching FKA Twigs with a friend, and she brought it up that like there
Uh,
was some like I don't know, maybe it was like one of her fans called out Lil Nas X or something. I don't know.
oh, okay.
But yeah.
Yeah, those kind of things always make me wonder if you're like going into the spiritual realm now, but like
Mm-hmm.
if we've got actually got this, like if it's not plagiarism for like for reals that you didn't intentionally plagiarize it, that
Yeah.
actually makes the story even more compelling in that oh shit, it was actually inspirational and somebody else had the same exact idea. And now
Right.
you're like that now that makes you wonder if you're like all connected via this like um
Collective like
collective
consciousness.
yeah consciousness
Yeah.
within like the entire humanity or something.
Right.
It's trippy
Sometimes
as frick, but it's
it is
interesting to
trippy.
indulge in.
I think yeah, I mean the universe is weird. And I think like in positive like manifestation, just like
Mhm.
more in a very realistic sense. Like if you maintain a positive attitude and an outlook, then positive things tend to happen to you more than just being negative. But I think that's realistically because the way that you interact with other people is more positive, and then they feel positive, and then better things just tend to happen to you.
Yeah.
But it could just be, just like putting out that positive energy into the universe, and then it comes back to you.
Yeah. I think I completely agree with you that on that realistic sense that, it's just natural if you put out something positive, then what you get is going to be positive if you interact
Right.
with somebody and emit this kind of positive thing that, you're passionate, you're loving, you're kind, and you've got this just loving aura around you, then naturally
Yeah.
people are gonna react to that and react
Yeah.
in the same more often than not the same positive way.
Hmm.
Now on the other hand, you can kind of look at it in a more spiritual, like religious way. I don't know if you've heard
Right.
about the law of attraction and things like that. And
Sure.
they call it the new age religion or something, the new age
Hmm.
stuff.
Right.
Those kind of things now I try to like be really cautious about
Yes.
when I hear anything about it, when I read anything about it, because I actually had a phase where I was just like super into it. Like I was
Oh,
reading
really?
yeah. I
What
was like
specifically?
well, there is they call it almost like the Bible of the new age religion called The
Okay.
Secret. Secret
Yeah.
by Rhonda Byrne. And I'm not like calling
Okay.
out anything here, but for me
Sure.
and my
Sure. Yeah.
personal experience, I think this is in direct correlation with my personality where when I get into something, I go
All
100%
the way.
all the
Right.
way, and it's like
Hmm.
I was religiously following I religiously follow something that I go into. And it was
Mm-hmm.
the case with that where I was like getting super paranoid if I'm saying the right things, if I'm thinking the wrong things, if I'm thinking the right things. And it's like it almost
Right.
became this like paranoia where it's like I was constantly thinking about because they have the thing about the law of attraction and those books is like they have all these like protocols, if you will,
Okay.
like just like really specific types of like call to
Like
action.
rules and
Yeah.
like kind of like their laws and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
one thing that I remember, I was so into it. I'm not gonna hide this or anything, but
Sure.
I I was so into it that I read every single book that the same author wrote and
Okay.
all the referenced books that she mentioned in all of her books and
Yeah.
anything related to like new age stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And frankly, I don't remember all of it because it was a long time ago when, things were a little more tough and, it was very confusing
Yeah.
times. My
How?
parents got divorced and I just had to come back to Korea. I got deported almost from the
Oh
States and stuff.
wow.
Yeah, it
How
was a
long ago was that?
that was almost a decade ago now. It's quite a
Wow. Yeah.
while ago. Yeah, so I was, like,
Mm-hmm.
very, um, uh, I guess I was more gullible and just
You were
more
looking for
prone to.
like answers and like something to make you feel
Yes, I
better.
just need
Like
somewhere to rely on, you know?
I feel like with a lot of this new age stuff, especially the stuff that's, just anything that's come out recently, like the new religions or something,
Yeah,
a lot of them can prey on like the weak, vulnerable people, and like a kind of and I'm not saying that that's what you're talking about, the religion that you were studying or the books that you were reading, but
mhm,
some of them like some cults and stuff like that, like Scientology, I'll throw
yeah,
out there, you know,
yeah.
stuff like that. But yeah, so you were really into it, and then you came back to Korea, and
Like, I came back to Korea, and that's when I started to get really into it, and
hmm
I think it was, like, I might have just fallen out of it naturally over time,
yeah,
but I also think there were, like, moments where I started to realize, "Okay, maybe this is not very healthy." Um,
right,
and that's when that happened when things got a little too specific. Like,
hmm
like, in one of the books, they were like, "You have to say everything 3 times." Like,
okay, that's just OCD.
that's, like, one of those specific things that I remember, and remembering like, okay, this is a little weird, but I'm like, I found
Yeah,
myself doing the same things. Like I have to say thank you 3 times in my head or out loud. Like every single
yeah,
time I step out of the bed, you have to say thank you for my feet for touching the ground 3 times. It has to be 3 times because if it's 1, it's
hmm
not powerful enough. If it's
yeah,
2, it's not satisfying the rule of universe. It's always 3. And it's like,
yeah.
oh, well, I read about it. It's like, oh, this is a little weird, but
Did
like,
you did you did you ever do that with anything else? Like for example, when I was younger, I had
mhm.
OCD, to a point where I would have to, like, if I was locking a door, I would have to like lock it 3 times, or like I would have to do it in fives, like lock it like 5 times,
Oh, yeah.
or else I grew out of it, but I had to do things in like numbers, or else like something bad would happen in my mind.
This may sound like a really stupid question, but is OCD different from, like, acting in a similar way out of, like, superstition or, like, religion?
I don't know a whole lot like about it. I'm not like the person to go to for
Yeah,
this, but OCD is just it's obsessive compulsive disorder. So you do things obsessively.
without reason,
Um,
I'm assuming.
right. Yeah, it's a compulsion.
Mm,
So a lot of people think it's associated with like cleanliness, like that's the image people have, like, and it can be that like people just like keep things really clean.
yeah, like laying
So
pencils in, like, straight
yeah,
lines. Yeah,
yeah, that's also another form. It's just like little kind of like habits, or like ticks almost, that you
yeah.
just like you do. So I think superstition is different because it's not it's not like a physical compulsion for them.
Mm.
It's kind of like superstition. I don't know. Maybe they're somehow related in a sense. Because I don't know, like throwing salt over your shoulder, or have you heard of that one?
Oh.
That's like, I don't know when you do that, or like holding your breath when you go in a tunnel.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of that one.
That's one.
Another interesting one I have heard are like thoughts about like porn, like pornography. Somebody was
Mm-hmm.
like, somebody apparently contacted a psychiatrist or something saying that, okay, I think I'm going crazy. I can't stop thinking about porn.
Yeah.
It turns out that was OCD, which
Was
is
it?
crazy. Yeah, it's
Oh wow.
apparently OCD, just can't think
Because
about porn.
because I know that you can be addicted to it.
Yes, but like
So
just
it's
constant thinking. You're at a
constant
restaurant with
thinking
your
about it.
parents
Yeah.
and you're thinking about.
Yeah.
I think it's a little the way that person put it into words, it just felt different from like an
From
addiction.
an addiction.
Yeah, yeah. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, I have to watch porn necessarily, but it was more
Oh
like the
man.
thoughts, the kind of
Yeah.
really provocative thoughts just kept
Hmm.
randomly popping up into his head. Um
That's a
it was
really
her. It was a
rough
her
one to
actually.
yeah. That's a really
Um
rough one to have.
yeah.
Because geez, like you can't like function if you're out and like thinking about that constantly and having to watch it and stuff like that.
Yeah, I can't
I
imagine. It
was
must be so tiresome.
I was working at a restaurant um when I was like 18, 19,
Mhm.
and I went to bring this guy his food, and he was just like this guy just like sitting alone like on a bench, and he was looking at his phone, and I bring him his food and he tries to like swipe, but his phone like it freezes and he's like just straight up watching porn in the restaurant. And I was like, oh, I just pretended like I didn't see it. I was like, here's your food, enjoy.
What about the sound? Oh, don't tell me that he wasn't wearing
No, God,
earphones.
if he wasn't, there was no sound.
Okay. Oh,
If
thank goodness.
Yeah,
Was he
if
wearing
there
headphones?
no, there
Okay.
was no headphones. He just had the sound off. Like if you if he had the headphones in, like he wouldn't even realize like anybody was walking up to him. He'd just be like, "That's
Wow.
messed up." Yeah, no.
Wow.
If he
Um,
oh, go ahead.
yeah.
Sorry, there's like a delay, so I keep like talking over you.
No, no, I know it's super annoying. I super annoying.
That's that's what happens when we're international.
I know. It's just it happens all the time and I
Yeah,
feel very bad like, "Oh my gosh, I feel so awkward. I'm such an awkward person." But it's just the lag because it just
yeah,
happens
yeah.
to the best of us. But coming back to that, that's really interesting. That reminded me of a video that I watched a while back where I think it was in Japan where this guy was in in a train, like in a subway, and subways are a
Yeah.
massive transport means of transportation in Japan,
Yeah.
and
Right.
the train was full. It was filled with people. There were
Mm-hmm.
kids, there were all sorts of people, and this man was watching porn with, like, full sound.
Bro, come on. What are
Full
you
on sound.
doing?
I was, like,
Yeah.
so cringed out watching. It was, like, one of those, like, real cam moments where it's not
Oh
like, oh, it's not
God.
staged or anything. It's, like, the
Yeah, yeah,
camera's
yeah.
wobbly and, like, you can see people's raw reactions to it. It was so
Yeah,
cringy.
Christ. And I feel like in Japan, because I know I've seen like videos of like Americans in Japanese subways and trains and stuff. I feel
Yeah.
like nobody in their culture would say anything to him, because they're so quiet and reserved. Like the subways apparently are like dead silent, like nobody's talking or anything, from
Yeah.
what I've heard.
It's kind of pretty much the same in Korea as well. Sorry, I was just checking that I was still recording.
Oh,
Paranoia.
you're good. You're
Um,
good.
uh, yeah, and I'm assuming it's actually even uh more so in Japan where like everything
Mm.
is very ruled. Like the rules are very strict in terms of like the
Hmm.
public transportations and how quiet you should be. I do remember thinking like, oh my gosh, this train is so quiet and it's full of people.
So have you
When
been
I
to Japan?
Yes, yes, several times.
Cool. Yeah.
So
Where'd you
good.
go?
Uh, I'm pretty shit with geography, anything related to like regional names and stuff. Um,
Gotcha.
but
It wasn't like the main ones like Tokyo
yes, it was the
or
main ones. I've been to
okay.
Osaka, Tokyo,
Yeah,
Sapporo,
they
uh,
have good beer. I want to go
Sapporo.
to Japan so bad.
Oh my gosh, you're gonna love it there.
I know.
It's great.
I can't
It's
wait.
great. It's so safe, and it's like for me, it was such a convenient place to go as well because it's right next
Mm-hmm.
to Korea.
Yeah.
So you can just like pop on a plane and go.
Yeah,
Obviously,
yeah.
that wasn't the case, but it's great. It's great.
Yeah. Damn. Yeah, I'm jealous. I'll get out there one day, hopefully soon. Ever since I saw I think like well, I feel like for a lot of Americans,
Hmm.
um, you know, I mean, I remember I got obsessed with Japan because I saw Lost in Translation.
Hold on, my brain's trying to process because I know I've heard that name.
Yeah. It's a Bill Murray movie with Scarlett ScarJo. Don't you like ScarJo?
Yes, yes. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I
Yeah,
did
you're
it. Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I thought you didn't.
I think we talked about this like on our chat, and I was like,
We
it's been a
did.
while
Right.
since I watched that movie or something.
Yes. Yeah.
Um,
I remember that now.
I
I guess
watched it.
I bring up Lost in Translation apparently in every conversation I have, I
I
guess.
watched that actually. I didn't tell you that then, but I watched that movie when I was a little kid, actually.
Oh
I don't
yeah.
know if you're supposed to watch that
That's
movie when
like
you're like 7 or 8,
no, not at all.
but
It's
I
like
just watched it.
not a kid movie.
Yeah.
That'd be that'd be boring. It was a boring movie to watch as a kid.
I do remember like thinking that ScarJo's hair looked really cool.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. Thought it was
If you
cool.
take anything away from that movie,
That's one of the things that I remember. But please
yeah.
go on. You watched Lost in Translation, and that just kind
Oh
of
yeah. Well, Americans, it's weird because there's a lot of Americans that are, I mean, we call them weeaboos here. I don't know if that's
yeah,
a thing.
I'm very familiar with that
Weed. Okay.
terminology.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, so like Americans are obsessed with Japanese culture, and I feel like there's a lot of Japanese culture that's obsessed with American culture. At least that's what I've heard. Something like there's a lot of people that are obsessed with America and Japan. So I don't know. That's a weird crossover. But anyway,
Yeah.
yeah, I saw Lost in Translation, and ever since then, I've always wanted to go to Tokyo.
Is there any specific region that you would like to visit?
I don't know, just Tokyo. That's all I know. Because
Yeah.
it's such a well. Also, I do want to see the countryside because it is beautiful.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, yeah, I just love just the vibe of the how huge the city is, and just like all the little like alleyways and the neon lights and everything. It just seems like
Yeah, I can see you. I can see you really
beautiful.
enjoying the streets of Tokyo. It's probably
Yeah.
not as glamorous or like very neon-y as it seems
No,
in a lot like, vaporwave arts
yeah,
or,
well, yeah,
you know,
yeah. It's not like a cyberpunk city where like people are like,
no.
yeah,
But
yeah,
it's not that far away from it, I
yeah.
think. It's a very
Mm.
vibrant city, and I frankly enjoy the streets more so than the countryside, the scenic kind of
Mm.
elements of Japan. Although I do
Right.
remember once when I went on a sauna trip, I think it was Osaka, but I'm not sure. But it was in the
Yeah.
middle of the winter, and I'm outside, and there's this like lovely contrast between the warm water and the coldness of outside, and it was
Yeah.
so beautiful where um that specific sauna, like outdoors, it was like connected to a lake. So it's like
Mm.
you lean on to like a little like pavement. Uh is it pavement? But it's like a little wall,
Yeah.
like a stone
Concrete.
wall. Yeah, yeah.
Well,
And then like right over it, you literally see fish swimming around in the
oh
lake.
wow.
And
Yeah.
like in the horizon, you see a dim glimpse of the mountainside because it's like dark outside, and there's this
Mm-hmm.
like huge mountain like right in front of me, and it was just
Right.
beautiful. I remember
That's
there was like
yeah,
snow
that sounds
everywhere.
gorgeous.
It's gorgeous. Yeah, and sauna is I would recommend it to anyone. Um
Mm-hmm.
like onsen trips and stuff. It's really, really nice. Very
Yeah.
rejuvenating.
Damn. Yeah, that's that sounds amazing.
Yeah.
I've wanted to go to are you obsessed with like not obsessed, but interested in like abandoned places?
Ooh,
Like
depends
like
on like what kind of an abandoned place it is. Can you
yeah.
specify a little more?
Yeah, there's like well, the big one is like Chernobyl, you know.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But also in Japan, I think it's Fukushima,
Oh,
I
yeah.
want to say, is like abandoned and like you can if you go I mean, I don't know
Yeah,
if it's
certain
safe.
regions in Fukushima. Yeah, I'm
Hmm.
assuming.
Yeah, and like you go there and there's like a grocery store that still has all the products on the shelves and it's just completely
Whoa.
abandoned. It's trippy.
Do
I've always
you,
wanted to go somewhere like that.
can people go?
I think it's I know that there's people that still refuse to move, but
All right.
I think it's illegal because of the dangerous levels of radiation. So
Yeah.
I
Um,
don't think you can go, but I mean, if you
you're
probably
willing to
can
risk it.
sneak in, yeah, yeah.
I'm one of those people who are like, I love those places as well. I love like
Hmm.
reading about it. I love watching videos about it, but I wouldn't necessarily want to go there like in person.
Yeah,
Not that
yeah.
hardcore.
It's probably something that sounds better on paper than like I don't really want to go to Chernobyl. It doesn't sound that amazing, but I like looking at pictures of it.
Yeah, I like the concept of it actually.
Yeah.
It's like I get quite annoyed by one of those like paranormal shows where it's like people go ghost hunting to like abandoned hospitals and stuff. I get
Right.
annoyed by that because I want to just I love the vibe of the place alone
Yeah.
rather than like people trying to dig something out of it.
Exactly.
The place is eerie on its own. You don't have to like try to make up something that like just
Yeah.
makes it just like it for me it's a turn off almost that people are just like
For
flashing
sure.
lights all over the place and just like, "Oh, can you sense the presence?" And they're holding up this
Right.
like microphone.
Yeah. And then they're
You know.
screaming like every 5 seconds at
Yeah, yeah,
nothing.
yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah.
dude, just like shut up. I'm just like
Yeah. I actually the way I find things more eerie is like if you're just standing there and just like exploring, you know?
yeah.
That's
It's
even
yeah,
more
inherently way more creepy.
yeah.
If yeah, if that's what you're going for. Yeah, just like walking around with not saying anything, just like hearing
Just
the
exploring,
sounds.
just
Yeah,
looking at
exploring.
the scenery, quote unquote
Yeah.
scenery. Well, if your kind
I,
of pull for those kind of places is it a kind of nuclear region kind of thing, or is it just abandoned places?
no, abandoned places. Like there's some towns like ghost towns, you know, just like there's a couple in Texas that
Yeah.
I've wanted to go. I don't know, it's just something about like I guess like still life
Mm-hmm.
that kind of fascinates me. Like just seeing like somebody's home from
Empty.
like 30 years ago. Yeah, but it's like still preserved because they just like left, you know.
Ah,
And
yeah.
like everything is still there. It's just like so surreal, you know,
Yeah.
which I think is really cool. I mean, it's not cool that they had to leave their home. That's sad, but
Well, just the kind of
um,
atmosphere
just
of
the
it.
idea, the atmosphere of yeah,
Yeah, and the
yeah,
whole like what happened kind of thing. Like
mhm,
how what has to
yeah,
happen in order for this home to be preserved so perfectly and the owners
right.
aren't there kind of thing.
Just like the feeling of a place that's like seems lived in, but you're also like so alone.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like, oh my God, I'm knocking everything over. Had too much
Um
Gatorade. Um,
you're high.
yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I'm not. I don't smoke weed. Um, there's also like this video on there's have you ever seen those videos on YouTube where they take like a song and they reverb it out and they like say like one of my favorites is
Yeah.
Hey There Delilah in an abandoned Toys
Mall.
R Us. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
abandoned
yeah,
mall
yeah,
or
yeah.
whatever.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
those are
yeah.
hilarious.
Yeah, this the titles are hilarious as well. Like
Yeah.
uh slow dancing in the dark, but you're all alone in the toilets after a
Yeah,
party
yeah,
or
yeah.
something.
Yeah,
Those kind
like
of things.
yeah, you're crying in the bathroom during a
Yeah,
house
yeah,
party.
yeah. And it's like it's kind of like the sound is all muddy. Or like,
Right.
there's some really like dark ones like, oh, you're
Oh,
like
dude.
sunk in the bathtub and there's like
Yeah.
yeah. You're in a
There,
bathtub and you're
there's
under
one.
submerged.
Yeah, there was one. It was like you're drowning at a pool party
Oh wow.
like Mac DeMarco or something.
Oh my gosh. I can almost like hear it. I can hear and envision what
Yeah,
that's gonna sound
it was
like.
like mhm. They like added in like noises of like him like gurgling like
Oh my gosh.
into like the
That's messed
it's
up.
ridiculous. So
Oh my
stupid.
gosh. I kind of want to I kind of want to take a listen to it.
Yo, check it out. It's
Yeah,
pretty
send me
funny.
links. Send me links. Send me the
I'll
links.
send you all the links. Yeah.
Yes, please. I was gonna say if you like those kind of stuff, you probably would love looking at like pictures of liminal space. I don't know if you've heard about liminal
Minimal
space at all.
liminal space.
Liminal space.
Liminal. Mm-hmm.
It's basically it's really really difficult to kind of uh put the
Put in the
definition
words. Yeah.
into words, but it's basically um you're gonna get tons of results if you put in liminal space and go
You
to like
know,
Google image or something.
I
Um,
just like watched a YouTube video that was like, and I think that's what exactly what you're talking about, and I was really into it.
mhm.
I'm looking it up.
It's like abandoned malls or like
Yes.
uh yeah, it's like
Yeah.
weird and I think the concept of liminal space is that you're kind of getting this like eerie feeling by being in a place that shouldn't be left alone kind of
Left
thing.
alone.
Yeah, like
Right.
abandoned malls or abandoned like grocery
Yeah.
stores or like and apparently liminal is like the definition of it is that like it's transitional. So it's
Mm.
like it trigger when you look at pictures of liminal space, it triggers this sense of uneasiness where you're kind of like all alone in this place and you don't feel like you belong anywhere. You're not at a destination, you're not at a starting point. You're just kind of in this midway weird
Right.
space where it's just all like just all
It's kind of
alone
like
in
a
that area.
purgatory.
Yeah, I would say so.
They
It's
almost.
very yeah, it's really hard to put it into words, but it does also like it triggers a weird
What?
emotion in you. At least some
Well,
of them.
yeah. What's interesting is that I was looking at all those images and like videos of like just like a compilation of different images where they
Mhm.
put like ambient music over it.
Yeah.
And a lot of the comments are like, this is like really scary and like this is like really unsettling.
Yeah.
But it has the exact opposite effect for me. Whenever I look at that stuff,
Okay.
it's like insanely calming to me.
Wow.
Like I just feel
Okay.
really, I don't know, it's like a
Okay.
really calm, pleasant feeling almost. Kind of like you're floating in space or something, you know? Kind of
Okay.
like that. And I know I'm not alone because I've seen some comments that people were like,
Okay.
I don't find this scary. I'm just like, this is really
Just
relaxing.
vibing.
Yeah, I'm vibing. I'd put
Oh,
on some
wow.
Joji and be chilling in some liminal spaces.
Yeah. I feel you. For me, I wasn't ever like massively scared out by it, nor massively like feel like getting these like calm vibes from it. It was
Right,
just kind of like a mad thing for me. But like some
right.
of them do trigger a sense of a
Of
sort. Like some,
unsettling.
yeah, I
A
think it
lot of people,
depends.
yeah.
It depends on the pictures, but for me, like some of
Hmm.
them like trigger a sense of nostalgia, not
Yeah,
necessarily like eeriness or scariness, but just nostalgia and like strange, weird, gooey feeling inside
yeah,
for
for
me.
sure, for
Yeah.
sure.
Um,
Well, were you able to get some sleep last night? Because I know last time we spoke, you weren't sleeping.
I did end up sleeping for a few hours, 2-ish hours.
Oh man,
Um, I don't know,
it's
maybe
better
it's
than nothing, I guess.
yeah, I mean, I was actually gonna bring that up again, like sleep, where you said like you just end up sleeping in the afternoons and stuff. I wonder if it's
Mm-hmm.
like an artist thing where it's like I find it easier to sleep in the afternoon sometimes. And I say
Yeah.
this to I consult about this with my family all the time. And they're like, it's
Mm-hmm.
because you didn't sleep last night during the night.
Yeah.
So it's like a vicious cycle. But
Yeah.
it, yes, of course, if I didn't sleep, but it's almost like if I was putting in the same amount
But
of effort into sleeping, I just find it generally more easier to fall asleep during when it's like light outside.
yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know
I
why.
don't I mean, I think it's also related to just like I don't have a routine right now, like because I'm working from home.
Hmm.
I feel like if I was on the road playing shows, then I would like have like a normal day to night cycle,
Yeah.
as opposed to just like waking up, at I like 10 p.m. and like I get coffee at midnight and start my day. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And then just like do my work throughout the night. And yeah, so it's just like a weird time. I don't know.
It's it's not ideal. Like I don't like it. I hate 9 to 5 jobs, but I don't really
Oh
hate the
yeah.
schedule.
Yeah.
I love being awake with other people, you know? It's like,
Yeah.
3 in the morning is a lonely time to be awake when
For
everybody,
sure.
everybody around you is sleeping and you're
Yeah.
the only one like staying up working. And it also like adds that extra sense of like, although you are technically just putting in the same amount of number of hours of work, it still
Hmm.
feels like you're working harder if you're working during the night. So
Yeah.
it feels like, oh gosh, why am I doing this in the middle of the
Right.
night?
Yeah, it's like you're working. Yeah, it definitely feels like it's a lot more work. And then like, the sun starts coming up and then now you're like tripped out because it's like
Yeah, it's like,
people
oh
are
man.
starting their day and you're like just
You
winding
hear
down.
buses going,
Yeah.
people
You
commuting,
ever
commuting.
it's like
The birds
there's like
wake
those
up and
yeah,
you're just going to
just
bed.
like there's all those memes of like like when you're going into work or whatever, you're starting your day and you're like hungover or something and
Mhm.
you see those people like jogging at like 6 in the morning. It's like, who are these people?
I know.
Who jogs at like, I mean, I wish I could do that. I admire
Me
them.
too. Me too. And I am not gonna lie, working out in like sometime in the morning does seem to help a lot in like somehow like starting your engine, if you will.
Oh,
Uh
for sure.
yeah, I have been taking like dance classes and
Right.
my class always starts at like 10 a.m.
Oh yeah.
uh 11 a.m., but I usually have to like wake up at around 9-10ish to like get myself prepped and like go. Uh
Yeah.
I find that on days when I have these dance lessons, I function better and I find myself more productive.
Yeah, yeah, I
Um
can totally see that. And I imagine, well, I mean, there's only so much that you can do for insomnia because like you can't like help having it, but I feel like when I used to work out in the morning and like go to have a 9 to 5 or something,
mhm.
I would by the time it was like 11 o'clock p.m., I'd be ready to like just go to sleep, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I feel like that also helps.
But once you're like, oh, God, forming a habit, it's so cumbersome. I
Yeah.
hate it. I hate
Yeah.
it. The process of it, I hate it.
Hmm.
I
Have you
hate it
gotten to
so
a
much.
have you gotten to a point where you don't think about going to dance class? Is it like now in your routine or is it still like you have to force yourself to go?
Oh yeah, definitely on days like when I just wake up and like, "Oh, it's not the day." I'm like
Yeah.
literally a f- a finger text away from like contacting my dance instructor that I don't know, like making up some sort of stupid excuse not to
Yeah.
go. But
Yes.
it's like it's weird because I can do that with my free will because I'm paying for that class. I can just
Yeah.
drop out anytime I want. But it's almost like I'm gonna feel like such a massive failure if I don't go. So it's like there's
Yeah.
this level of accountability to that.
Yeah.
And it helps. It really helps.
For sure. I feel like canceling is worse than just like having never signed up for it in the
Oh
first
yeah.
place.
Yeah.
Because you feel bad like having to cancel. Yeah, so it forces you to go. So that makes sense.
But it's the dread. It's still dreadful to like have to like that process of forming a habit. Like,
Mm-hmm.
oh God, I'm in the process of forming a habit and I hate this. Like I don't want to be
Yeah,
outside, but I'm
right.
doing it. It's so easy to just just
It's
chill and just like lay around in bed and it's
mm-hmm.
like so
It's so
easy.
it's so easy to form bad habits. I wish it was
Oh
easy
yeah.
to form good habits as bad
No.
habits.
Yeah.
I
Why? Why
wish
does
I
it
could
have to be that way?
I don't know, man, because Mercury's in retrograde.
Oh, tell me more about it.
No, I don't follow any of that
I don't know. I've never heard of that
astrology.
before. Is it a thing that people believe in?
Oh yeah. Yeah, like whenever Mercury is in retrograde, it has like negative effects on I don't know if it's all signs or like certain signs. Like
Mhm.
I'm a Cancer, and apparently when Mercury is in retrograde, it's like it's terrible for us.
Oh, right, right. Oh, okay. It's like,
Yeah.
is it like kind of like the along the lines of like one of those like crystal kind of stuff where it's like this
Yeah, I
crystal is
would
good for Virgo. This crystal is good for Capricorn.
yeah. I put it in the same category. Although
Right.
they're not mutually inclusive like crystals in astrology,
Oh, okay.
but there is like that crossover. It's like the same type of thinking,
Yeah.
I would say.
I
Yeah.
really don't think there was anything wrong about it, as long as you're not
No.
overly stressing out over it. Like I know that some basketball players and like some sports players were like have their sports game underwear and stuff like that. They
Oh,
they
right.
wear
Yeah.
yeah, they wear like they have to be wearing this lucky panties or something. If like when they're
Panties.
going yeah, panties or
Hell
whatever
yeah.
people wear.
Yeah, nice. Yeah,
um
Kobe. Right. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
LeBron James has to wear
Yeah.
a special bra.
Yeah. The special bras that
I
most
that is something that I can totally get behind actually. And I'm not like a superstitious person,
uh-huh.
but like having like a lucky like t-shirt or something, like I can only play shows in like this t-shirt. I can get behind that.
Yeah. I
I don't
mean, by
know.
definition, that does make you superstitious, but I don't think I'm not against that.
Yeah.
I'm not against that.
No, I don't believe in it, but yeah.
I think I might, if I like think hard enough on it, I might have like certain rituals that I do, even without knowing that I'm being a bit superstitious. I know that I
Right.
do.
Sure.
Like,
Yeah. Like a common one is like not stepping on cracks or like
yeah.
or sometimes people have to if they step on a crack with their right foot, they have to step on a crack with their left foot. That's another
Oh,
common
I
one.
didn't know about that one. I actually
Yeah.
step on all the cracks.
Yeah.
I just step on all the cracks because it's fun.
Yeah, me too.
Um, yeah, and I like jump over like the colored blocks and stuff in the streets. It's super fun.
Hmm.
Um, maybe it's like a little slight OCD in me where I just kind of like to step on the colored blocks. Uh,
Yeah, well, it's just fun. It's just fun.
yeah, and it's things like for me, like this is a universal thing that I know. Like broken glasses or broken mirrors. Those are like bad
Mm.
omen. Um,
7 years bad luck if you break a mirror.
Yeah, and like I broke a mirror the other day and I was like feeling icky and I was contacting my family and it's like, "Hey, be careful like on your way to school or on your way to
Yeah,
work."
I just broke a mirror.
Yeah, I
So
just
we,
broke it.
we
They were
have
like, "Shut up.
yeah, we
Let
have
me
to be
just get ready."
careful. We have to be careful for the next 7 years, y'all.
Yeah. Those kind of things I get. Yeah, that's one of the definitely one of the main things.
Yeah,
Um,
walking under a ladder.
oh, this is interesting. I think this is an interesting one. I know I said I'm not a Christian, I'm not religious in a
Mm-hmm.
traditional sense, but
Yeah.
I just sometimes say when I'm distressed or when I'm like desperate for something, I would say like, "Oh, dear God, dear God, dear God," like 3 times. Oh my
Right.
gosh, it's like going back to the threes again. Maybe it's a habit
The
that I formed
threes.
from a long time ago from,
Yeah.
yeah, one of those like, my little like new age religion phase. But this isn't
Mm-hmm.
religious or anything. This isn't like, oh, it's like I
You're
have to
not
do this otherwise I'm
actually
going to be doomed to hell.
praying to God. Yeah, it's just kind of like
It's
a
more like I feel like it might relieve a bit of that distress or that stress if I say like, "Oh God, oh God, oh God," like 3 times. Like,
yeah.
I wouldn't say, "Oh God," like once.
Right. No,
Sometimes,
I hear
yeah,
that.
on that. Yeah.
Yeah, I can get behind that.
Yeah, it's another one.
Would you say uh, so would you say that you're like agnostic or
I would
atheist?
say so. I think I'm that's the closest to
Yeah.
anything that, I feel like there's something, it's,
Mm-hmm.
uh well, actually, nowadays I'm more interested in like things that are based off of reality and actual tangible results and like
Right.
more practical side of spiritual teachings more so than like studying scriptures and
Yeah.
religious texts.
Sure.
I find I follow it, quote unquote, follow it and like to dig into it for s- uh there's massive self-interest in it. I want to be
Yeah.
better. I want to feel
Yeah.
more at peace, you know? And that's
Right.
like the driving force of everything for me like nowadays.
Yeah.
Like I just want to feel
Well,
more peace.
sure. Yeah. You ever meet um like sometimes I meet these people uh in my life that are just so like genuinely kind
Mhm.
and like so unselfish that it makes like you want to be a better person. have you have
Um
you met people like that in your life? Like I've met people and I'm just like, wow, like how are they like so nice and like all the time, and like they're just like a genuinely really good person.
uh, so like almost to self like point it feels like selfless like, oh, you don't have to do this for me kind of thing, or
Yeah,
it's like
like
just genuinely a nice wholesome person, you mean?
unconditionally kind, like to
Mm,
where, yeah, like they're just sometimes I meet people like that and I'm just
yeah.
it makes me want to do better.
You see, this is maybe I'm fucked up for thinking like this, but I have this
No, not
thing
at
where
all.
when somebody's like really nice, I feel like they're gonna snap any moment, or they're not
Hmm.
showing me a side of them that I'm not seeing necessarily.
Sure.
Like
Well,
it feels too good to
yeah,
be true kind of thing, you know?
right. And I mean, everybody has their own like issues and
Yeah.
problems. Like nobody's perfect. So, I mean, that's true. But I find that more it makes me want to be my best self more
Mhm.
than any religion or any book would, you
Yeah.
know. Like I'm not doing it for some higher power so I go to heaven. I'm doing it because I want to be
Better
the
person
best,
in general for
yeah,
people.
better
Oh
person,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I completely agree. I don't believe in serving anything. I don't believe
Yeah, I
in
don't,
like
yeah,
uh
neither do I.
yeah, I'm not nice enough to do that. Like I'm too busy
Yeah.
living life. I'm too
Yeah.
busy taking care of my mental health like let
I could barely take care of myself.
exactly, let
Like
alone serve another higher being. Like I
yeah.
can't do that. I got to be like I'm too busy
Yeah.
working on life, you know? It's really difficult living.
Also like also like, uh, if that's the case, like you can't get mad, like you made me. You can't get mad at me,
Yeah, this
for
is
me being
how you
me.
made me.
Yeah, this is your problem,
This yeah. Hey, so like don't get mad at me if I'm trying to work out, trying to be a better person,
Yeah,
trying to live a better life in my own
yeah,
skin, you know?
for sure.
Yeah.
That's the extent of I mean, I'm agnostic for sure, and like I think I want to worry about like what I can do like while I'm here
Mm,
now, with the people around me and just live, just try to be the best person I can be while I'm here. And
yeah.
then I don't mean I don't really care. I'll figure when I'm dead, I'm dead. So I'll figure it out then.
Yeah,
You
no,
know?
fair enough. Um, yeah, I mean, I do find a strange sense of comfort though. Like
Hmm.
I would like to believe that there is afterlife and it's a pleasant one, hopefully. Like it's not like, oh, if you
It
do so much wrong in your life, you're gonna go to hell or you're gonna
a
go
bad place.
yeah, you're gonna go
Yeah.
to a bad place. I just like to think that there's something a little less divided than just hell and heaven afterlife. But
Yeah,
I
for
would like to
sure.
think that there's something ahead
Yeah.
afterwards. Because it
Hmm.
almost like makes you have something to look forward to almost. Like because death is
Yeah.
like not something that most people look forward to.
Yeah.
And indulging in the fact that something might be there beyond all that just,
Yeah.
you know,
It's
takes
comforting
the
and
edge off a
yeah,
little
of
bit.
course. And it's only natural for us as humans to crave that, to want that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, everybody would say that they would like that to be true. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I don't know. I'll see. I'll see when I get there.
Yeah. Somebody brought up a really, really fascinating concept where
Mm-hmm.
imagine if you when you're dead, you go to this library full of books that's just truths. Just
Mm-hmm.
truths. So like when you're there in the library and all the books you read, those are like the truths you never got to find out when you were alive. Like things
Oh
that we all
yeah.
question like what's the like is are there aliens?
What's
Like,
yeah,
are there
yeah,
like, things like
sure.
that. It just holds it's a
Sure.
library full of books
Mm-hmm.
of truths,
Truths,
and,
yeah.
like, I would be able to spend hours after hours just being there and chilling and just,
Yeah.
you
That'd
know,
be
having a
wild.
yeah,
That'd be
having a
wild.
joint having a
I
joint with
feel
your grandpa who passed away many, many years ago. Just having a
yeah.
fun time, you know?
Hell yeah. Yeah. No, that'd be dope. I feel like also for me personally, uh I kind of like to be it's almost like ignorance is bliss. It's like
Mm.
some of those truths like I'd rather just not know.
Ah. But, like but then again, what how does it like, it doesn't matter because you're dead anyway, so, like
Yeah, right. I mean, there's definitely stuff that I would like to know. I mean, I think that there's life on other planets for sure, just
mm,
like with how massive the universe is.
yeah.
So I'd say I believe in that. But yeah, I don't know. There's not a whole lot that I care about.
Yeah, I
Well, I
just
mean, like in terms of
oh,
like
yeah, yeah,
that
yeah.
that kind of stuff. I do care about a lot of things, but
And
not
even if
that.
there weren't even if there wasn't an afterlife, sometimes, like, when you're so tired, you're like, "Oh, I can't wait to, like, die to just, like, sleep forever."
Yeah,
Just
right. Oh my God. If I could just sleep forever, that'd be
yeah, yeah,
amazing.
that'd be great.
Yeah.
Uh,
I actually kind of find comfort in there not being anything, to be honest,
yeah, it's just, like
because I'm not going to care because I'll be dead.
I did once remember being, like, terrified of that concept, though,
It
not being
ter
able to, like,
yeah,
think, like, there's no consciousness. I can't.
yeah. It's impossible to wrap like our heads around like
Oh, yeah.
like nothing. Like I can't imagine like nothing. But
Yeah, it's kind of terrifying if you think about it, but it
yeah,
also strangely peaceful as well.
yeah, I've come to terms
So
with it to where I just like I mean if there's nothing, then I'm not gonna care that there's nothing,
yeah.
you know?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
that's
yeah.
the way I see it.
And I would like to hope that, we both die and all of our loved ones will die at a point where we're, like, ready, we're ready for the
Yeah,
nothingness or whatever that comes after.
right.
We're
The
not.
the calmness, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, just I'm ready. And I think that's
I
the
think
thing, like, just that's the thing, like just being ready for it, whatever that is
Mm-hmm.
about to happen, rather than it being like this sudden thing that just happens out of
Mm.
nowhere and you had no chance to like prepare and
Yeah.
like have a like closure or anything like that.
Right. I think I kind of think of it in the same way that that Tom Waits said in an interview.
Mm-hmm.
I think they asked him if he cared about um being successful, and he said, I don't care about being successful. I care mostly whether or not there's nightclubs in heaven. And I'm like,
Oh,
I kind of feel
hell
that.
yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, there better be some nightclubs in heaven,
Yeah,
I
there better
swear.
be some nice
Or
drinks.
else I'm going straight to hell because they definitely have nightclubs there.
They probably have some fire nightclubs.
Ha
Some very
some fire
ha
nightclubs.
ha. Yeah. Probably some they have some pretty sick parties going on down there, probably.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
hell yeah.
Yeah, but like
No,
hangovers are like gonna be
an
gonna last
eternity.
a lifetime. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like you're
God.
constantly you're
Oh
like I
no.
don't want to be here anymore kind of thing.
Have you ever had like a hangover where you felt like you were dying?
Oh, I've never had a hangover. I've had like
What?
food. No, not from alcohol at the very least. Like I've had like food
Yo,
hangovers. You can get hangovers from overeating, but
sure.
yeah,
Yeah.
big time. But not from alcohol. Nope, not a single time.
Wow. You are not missing much.
Out.
Oh my,
No,
you are
yeah, no, I
lucky.
know that because I've seen my friends go green.
It's
Literally. I woke
horrible.
up and my friend had a bit of a, had a long night. She gone out like all that jibble jabble and I've never seen a human being like literally gray.
Just like,
My
yeah.
literally gray, like to
Mm-hmm.
the point where it was like green. I was
Damn.
shocked. And yeah, she was
Yeah.
throwing all
Aw.
over the place and just
Oh God.
yeah, I felt really sorry for her.
Yeah, damn. I mean, I've yeah, there was some points where it's like, okay, like I feel like I'm dying, like I need to go to a hospital. Like this is bad.
Yeah, it sounds terrible.
Um it was mostly when I went to New Orleans.
Uh-huh.
Uh I went on a trip to New Orleans with some friends of mine, and that was the first time I had a hangover that lasted 2 full days.
Oh,
I was like,
wow.
I didn't even know that was possible. Like I
Yeah.
woke up the next day and I was like, wow, I'm still like sick.
Wow.
That's what happens when you go to New Orleans.
I'm
So
sorry.
just be careful when you're in New Orleans, okay?
America's so
Don't
big that
drink too
I'm just
much.
like I have no concept of whatsoever of like which region is which. I know that
Which
there's mid,
right,
west, and east, but like everything in
yeah.
between is just a blur for me. You,
Most I've Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
yeah, the country's so big, man.
Yeah.
So big.
Yeah. I've seen maps where it's like how Europeans see the US, or like
Just like the
how
whole
foreigners
earth.
see, and it's like California is like this big, and then like Texas is this big, and the rest is like New York.
Just three
So it's like,
states.
yeah, they're just like New York, California, and Texas.
That's pretty on point. I'm not gonna
Is
lie. That's
it?
pretty yeah,
Yeah.
like for me when you say like New Orleans or
Yeah.
I don't know, some like I don't
Some other
know.
place.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
right.
I've heard of that place, but I don't know.
I feel
Uh,
you. I feel you. Yeah. Do you have plans on coming to the US anytime soon or doing more traveling? Are
um
you vaccinated?
I'm not yet. No, not yet, unfortunately. Korea's been very slow in
Mm-hmm.
rolling out these things.
Mm.
But I'm it's gonna come at one point. I think it's coming slower than the states because I know that the states are producing their own vaccines as opposed to like in Korea
Yeah.
we haven't. I don't think we've got like a domestic uh like production line or anything that produces these things like locally. So we have
Gotcha.
to import it from other
Import it
countries.
from,
Yeah,
yeah.
so I think that's what's kind of putting the delay in a lot of things. But it's
Gotcha.
got to come at one point.
Yeah.
I'm trying I'm being patient.
Hmm.
Um
I hear you.
But yeah, I think I'm definitely gonna be visiting the States sometime soon. Hopefully also the UK so that I can see my friends and have a little reunion. Um
Yeah.
Man, I'm gonna be so awkward when I see people in the real life. I can feel it in my
Nah.
guts. I'm gonna be just so like
No,
so
not at
like
all.
yeah.
I don't think so. I think you're very personable. I wouldn't I think it's probably going to be one of those things like I'm always like really anxious
Up until the
right
point.
up until the point.
Yeah.
Like if I'm playing a show, I'm like I really don't want to be there, you know?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Uh and
Like,
I'm like freaking out on the inside. But then once I get on stage and I like play two songs, then I'm like I'm fine. Like I'm good.
oh yeah. Super
And
relatable. I feel you.
yeah.
100%.
So I feel like it's the same way when I go to like even to see like good friends of mine. Like
Mm.
I get anxious about like going out and being social.
Yeah.
But you know, once like you're there for 10 minutes, then you
It's a
relax
breeze.
and you're fine. Yeah.
Yeah. I just wish I could look forward to it. I was one of those people who
Yeah.
could look forward to the experience, not be like
Going out.
anxious, like right up
Yeah.
until the point, and then like be enjoying it. I wish I could just enjoy
Yeah.
the whole experience, the process and
Yeah.
all.
Yeah. What
Yeah.
happened? What happened to us?
Yeah.
We got old.
Well, because it also has this like practical effect as well, like being the type of person who doesn't like the anticipation
Hmm.
actually affects our social life as well because it's like it interferes with us actually like acting up to make the plans in the first place.
Oh
'Cause we're
yeah.
not looking forward to it, so I'm not gonna
Exactly.
make the plans as opposed to like if you're somebody who genuinely like loves the anticipation, just like looks forward to like meeting people, then you're
Hmm.
gonna be more proactive in like actually making plans, you know?
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
I wanna be that
It's
person who likes to make plans and just, like, gets out
right.
there.
I think it's good though that we are in I guess like on this career path because I
Mhm.
mean, I don't really have a choice. I have people making plans for me, you know, to go out and to play shows or to, you know, have Zoom calls and stuff like that, which I
Yeah.
never would have done if just I was like left on my own. You know what I mean?
I feel like you would have gotten a job, though, if you were left alone, and
Oh yeah, I would have gotten a job for sure,
in which
but
case you would have, like, bosses, like, bossing you around and stuff,
right, yeah,
which is
I
not
but
pleasant, but you still have other people making you do
that's
stuff.
true. Yeah, that's true. I would have been in the tech field
Oh, you
though.
would?
Yeah, so I would have been probably just like working on a computer, like
Yeah.
with like one boss or something like that.
Yeah, just pretty chill, but, nothing too exciting or too collaborative or,
Yeah.
um
If I don't have extroverted people around me, then I feel like I double down on being
Yeah.
introverted, you know?
Yeah. I love
Yeah.
having extroverted people around. I love it when they just, like, drag me out of the house and be like,
Yeah.
"I don't wanna go," but, like, "Okay, I'll just, like,
Yeah.
tag along," you know? I love it,
Yeah.
and I wanna be that person, I wanna be that person like, you know, initiates stuff.
Hmm.
I'm
Yeah.
not
I mean,
naturally, but I would
not
I'm trying. I'm trying.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think I mean, you can, and especially when you're feeling, um, have you been feeling like productive and good lately?
No.
Um, like with anxiety and stuff like that? No.
Nah, it's
Uh,
just coming back
it,
all over but, it's not like I don't wanna I don't want the conversation to take a dark turn or anything, but just being
sure.
honest, just
Yeah.
no.
Right. Yeah. Well, it surprises me because it seems like you're so on top of so many different things, you know,
Mhm.
like with your channels and your music and your streaming and stuff.
Yeah.
So you're definitely like killing it, even if you're not feeling 100%.
I think it's the balance, man. I
Hmm.
feel like I'm getting to the bottom of this where I'm realizing now it's not so much the success that I'm recording on paper, but, like, more so the imbalance of it all. So like I
Mm-hmm.
may seem like I'm doing okay with like music and my career stuff, but
Right.
my other stuff is whack. Like I've
Yeah.
got terrible diet, I have no social life.
Yeah.
I don't exercise as much as I should.
Mm-hmm.
Um and it's like there's this really bad imbalance of all things, and
Yeah.
I'm starting to feel like that actually might be the reason why I'm not feeling very great a lot of the time.
Yeah. Oh,
Um
100%.
it's one of those things where it's like when you put all your eggs in one basket, you
Mm-hmm.
just it's not a safe way. And I feel like I've been
No.
doing that with my work where I've been putting everything into my life. I've been um just dedicating every single hour of my day into this work. And so when the
Yeah.
results aren't as good as I expected, then even more
It
excruciating because it's
hurts.
like I have this thought process where, oh my gosh, I've done this much and I've got nothing left, you
Right.
know?
It's yeah, and it's very unhealthy to cuz to like pour everything you have into your career as a way of like dealing with the stress you have in your day-to-day life, like
Hmm.
you really like you have to take time for yourself,
Yeah.
to take care of yourself and your mental health. And like when I was like doing pretty bad, like I would double down on work, so that way I didn't have to think about anything else,
Yes.
just like work myself until I'm like tired,
Yeah.
um but that's why I have, luckily I'm on the right medication that really helps me out, so thank God for that. So I'm
Yeah.
feeling
Bless you. It's
feel
great.
stable. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. It's good stuff. It helps you a lot, I think. I found that it kind of
Hmm.
it helps you at least like get to a place where you kind of get to be a little more aware of the some of the problems that you need to be fixing,
Yeah.
whereas if you didn't have these medications to kind of put you at ease, you probably didn't you don't get to like think about these things. So I think it
You don't.
gives you a chance to at least
Yeah.
um just evaluate and put things a little more into perspective.
Yeah, exactly. It helps keep, well, I can only talk about how it affects me, but
Yeah.
it keeps me rational and keeps me, it doesn't make me feel like like I'm on ecstasy or something.
No, no, no.
It just makes me feel normal.
Yeah, if any it doesn't make you happy, I think that's the thing, like,
Yeah, I
it
think that's a
just
stigma people have against it.
yeah, yeah, it's like, "Oh, you're
Um,
gonna be high," or I mean,
yeah, or like it's gonna,
you will be
yeah,
if you're on, like, super high dosages, but
I'm
if
on
you're on
a
the
I'm on
right
a
level
Yeah, I'm on like a crazy high dose, but it's just, but it's
your
just
threshold
because
is higher.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
it wasn't working for me, so they were
Yeah,
like, okay, we're just gonna double it, and
yeah.
then it
But
finally started working.
but
But
effect-wise, it's probably gonna be the same, right? Like, as like, it's
it
not, like,
is.
making you super high.
It's like before, like a little task would seem like unbearable,
Mhm.
like taking out the trash or like cleaning my apartment or something.
Yeah,
It's like I just like couldn't do it, and it just felt,
yeah.
because I just felt so bad. And then when I started feeling better, then I started thinking about it rationally, and I'm like, it's just like the trash, like I shouldn't get like down because I haven't taken the trash out.
Oh
I'll
my
just take the
gosh.
trash out, and it just
You
made me feel like normal and like think
you have
about things
yeah, you have
rationally.
no idea how relatable that is for me, like, taking
Hmm.
out the trash, washing your face.
Yeah.
Strangely
Showering, doing
enough,
laundry.
in the midst of all that, I found it easy to, like, still, like, gorge on junk food. Why can't I just stop that as well,
Right. Yeah.
alongside taking out the trash and all the basic normal human stuff? Uh, but that wasn't the case.
Whenever.
It was just, like, the normal stuff, except for the
Yeah.
stuff that you'd like to cross out of your life,
Yeah.
are just become so hard to do.
Yeah. Eating, right. But yeah, eating is like something that I used to do to make me feel good.
Yeah.
So I think that's why it's so much harder to like, do stuff like that, but really easy to just be like, oh, you know what would make me feel good right now? Like
Mm.
a huge pizza.
Oh
Like
yeah.
like yeah, it like triggers like those endorphins, like the serotonin,
Yeah,
you
I
know.
I have problems with eating. I'm not gonna lie.
Mm,
I it's like I kind of it's one
we
of those
all
things
do.
that yeah, I mean we all do. It
No,
happens to the
but
best of us.
but
But
yeah, no, no, no. Sometimes, yeah, people
I
have.
rely on eating too much. I think I
Hmm.
rely on eating like a lot of people rely on alcohol or drugs. I think for me that's
Yeah,
a coping mechanism and it's not.
right.
Um I think there's a reason why I like talking about food so much. It's like I always
Oh,
joke around it like I love talking about food and stuff, but
right.
deep inside I think it has something to do with my obsession with eating, you know?
Sure.
It's not necessarily
Yeah,
so
that
much
makes
about
sense.
body image or anything, but
Yeah.
it's just compulsiveness.
Hmm.
Yeah. Um,
Right. Have you sought out like therapy or anything? Or like a therapist?
yeah, I gave it a go. I've kind of given up on therapy now at this point
Word.
because I've changed therapists like times and
Yeah.
I'm just getting tired, you know, and I'm starting to feel like
It's
maybe it's in-person therapy in Korea at the very least. It's not
mm,
working very well for me, and I'm just starting to
I
get
gotcha.
tired, you know. It's
It
switching therapists like every 3 weeks. It's just not working.
yeah. It sucks because it's one of those things that same with the medication, because it's like it doesn't work for everybody. Like
The
you
right
have to find the right
person. Yeah.
medication, you have to find the right therapist. So like when you're feeling really bad and they're like, okay, well, it's gonna take a month to see if these meds work. And then like, you have to wait a month, and then it's like, okay, it's not working. They're like, okay, we'll try this new one. And it's like now
In
I
a
have to
month.
wait another month. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
yeah. It
like,
takes
geez,
time. I mean,
it
it takes
does.
time with as with any good stuff, in the long run, but
Yeah.
it's just I think I haven't given up on therapy entirely, but I think in
I
Korea
yeah.
it's just
I
difficult.
yeah, I totally get where you're coming from. I had to
Yeah,
stop there. I mean, it took me a long time to find a therapist that I liked. And then even then I haven't gone in a long time.
really.
Um, but yeah, I guess like is therapy common in Korea? Are there like
Mm, not
is
as
it
much.
stigmatized?
I don't think it's at like it's not like stigmatized as oh you're getting therapy like really like what's wrong with you
Right.
it's nothing like that but it is also not something that people openly talk about. I don't think it's
Sure.
like when
Yeah.
you see like interviews in the states or at least like English speaking places they always like talk about they just casually always talk about oh in my therapy or with my therapist blah blah blah
Right.
blah blah.
Yes.
It's not like that in Korea. I think it's something that
Yeah.
people just do in silence
Mm-hmm.
and just deal with it and not really talk about it openly in the
Right.
public.
Mm-hmm.
um but I'm not really too concerned about the publicity of it, like
Sure.
I don't care about the stigma. I don't care about
What
the
other people think about it.
yeah, no, not really. But I think
Yeah.
because it's a little bit stigmatized in Korea, there's less access to it and there are less good therapists. You know what I
I
mean?
I guess that's what I was kind of asking. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, because
There
if
are less
it's
facilities, period,
hmm
because it's not as common, I think, as it is in the States.
yeah, and then it'd be harder to find
Yeah.
somebody that you actually vibe with.
Yeah, I think that's the problem for me, not
Yeah,
so much the stigma around it.
sure. Yeah,
But hey, at least I'm taking meds. I'm talking to the doctors regularly.
yeah,
Still work in progress, but
yeah,
I'd like to think that we're all on our way up.
yeah. I think you're killing it. You're
Yeah.
doing great.
Yeah,
Just keep
thank you.
keep keep it up.
You too. We got this.
I We got this. We're
Yeah.
doing great.
I know
Yeah.
it's evening for you probably right now. But like
Um.
talking to you has made my day today. It's morning and I feel
Oh,
like
thanks.
I'm ready to go back to bed and have a nice sweet dream.
Yo,
Not about the roaches that I found last night,
I'm
but
sorry about the roaches.
thank you. But I'm okay. I think
Yeah. That's the first thing I do when I wake up.
Look around.
No, I take a nap.
Oh. Oh, you take a nap first thing when you wake up.
Right when I wake up, I always take a nap.
That's
my ritual.
me too.
Yeah.
It's all good. It's an artist thing. It's an artist thing.
It is an artist thing.
Yeah.
Have you seen, how do you feel about the response to the video?
Oh yes. We should talk about the video because it's our little work that
Our
we
little
did
baby.
together. Yes.
Our little music
It's our little
baby.
music baby. That's
Yeah.
true. We haven't talked about that. Oh my gosh, we got so caught up in the roaches and the
Yeah, I didn't expect to open this conversation with like 20 minutes of roaches.
I know, sorry.
It's just sometimes no. It's not you.
You gotta get passionate about them.
Sometimes that's how it happens.
Sometimes it's the way it goes. But
I could go on and on about roaches.
Oh yeah.
If you want to talk about roaches, I could talk about roaches.
We just don't do it for the sake of the listeners. We don't want to induce any.
Yeah, that's right.
Not so ideal.
We'll start a separate roach Discord.
Yeah, we will. We'll separate a. We'll make a separate channel, and we can just talk about roaches all day long. Roaches all day long, baby.
Roaches all day long.
That's the motto.
Welcome back.
I feel like the music video. I am very so excited that people were excited. It's like one of those things where, as an artist, I don't know if you can relate to this, but it takes a long time to finish one song in one project, right?
Yes.
So I think for us as the creators, almost the spark of it kind of goes away after a while. It becomes this kind of technical task where you just it's a work that must be done. It's almost done. We have finished it. And now it's out there kind of thing. But that spark kind of almost comes back when you see all these people being excited for this project.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm getting that from this one as well. Like,
good.
It just makes me happy that people are excited. And just,
I agree with you like 100,000%. Because, you can, I don't know how long we were sitting on this song before it came out. Like, I don't even know.
I think many months.
Maybe even a year. I don't even know if it was that long.
It was very I think it was like half a year maybe.
So
it was a long time.
Yeah, and that's how it always happens. Like I make a song and then it comes out like a year later and it's like, oh, I've already made like 10 other ones that I'm excited about. You know? And then but
you kind of have to get back into it,
Yeah,
you have to revisit it and oh yes, this was what the song was about, kind of thing.
Yeah, and then you gotta remember that like people are hearing this for the first time.
Yes,
it's like I've heard it 10 million times because I had to mix it.
Yeah.
So. But so it is really cool when it finally comes out, and it definitely like sparks that, like, you remember like how the excitement that you were feeling when it was coming together, especially like when I play live. Like there are certain songs that I don't listen to that I made years ago. But when you play it live, you see like the audience's reaction and like people dancing, and it's like now you get back into your own song again. It like breathes new life into this whole track.
Oh wow.
So that's really cool.
I can't relate to that, but I do know because I've never played live shows.
Right.
Course,
but you will? Are you planning?
Probably at one point, I think. Nothing too specific at the moment in plans, but I think it's got to happen at one point, I would love to give it a try as well. I do know that like touring artists are a lot different from like artists who just make music, but I think this is one of the things where like I would love to try it at least. Like this is a once in a lifetime thing. If it doesn't work out, it won't work out, but I wouldn't know until I try it.
Yeah, exactly.
But I do agree that like it's got to be a whole new experience when you're sharing that experience with an audience.
Yeah, very much so. Yeah, it's completely different than just seeing like a live response and feeling the energy from people. It's like it's a whole new world. But I think I think you'd do an amazing live show. I think you'd probably like it once you started doing it.
Yeah.
Like once you got into it, you'd find your groove and get into it. It's kind of a love hate it situation with most musicians. I know it is
Uh-huh.
with me. Um, because it's like when you play a bunch of shows, you're you're tired and you're like, okay, I'm ready to be home, you know. But
Yeah.
when you get home and then like all of a sudden it's like, man, I wish I was back out there playing shows again,
Mm.
you know. So
Yeah. Yeah. Um, I think I know what you mean. Like I get this thing with like socializing is like when I'm at a party, when I'm hanging out with friends, I sometimes feel like, oh, I kind of want to go back home. Like, feel
oh,
the
for
energy
sure.
draining. But when I'm actually home, I'm like, oh, I'm craving some human contact. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, we're always like craving the other thing. We're always
Yeah.
looking forward to the other side of like just looking over the other side of the fence and always like
Right.
wanting something opposite from what we have.
Right. Especially with social anxiety, it's a weird thing because it's like I crave being out there and being around people, but also like I never want to do it because I'm always so anxious,
Yeah, I
you
know.
know.
That's the excruciating kind of paradox about having social anxiety. It's like you
Yeah.
crave human interaction and yet you hate
I
humans.
hate it. Yeah,
Yeah, you
it's
hate
like
human
I
interaction.
hate this. I
Yeah,
would
it's like
rather be home. Yeah.
it's painful, man. It's
Yeah.
painful. Like what do I go with? Um,
Yeah. That's also kind of the nice thing. Well, about playing shows is that like you're around a lot of people,
uh-huh.
but you don't like have to um I guess like in some cases like you can just like leave after your show. Like you say hi to everybody
Yeah.
and like you're nice, but you don't have to like have like long conversations like around a dinner table or something with these, you know, with people.
Yeah, it's
Um
not necessarily socializing. It's more
right.
like a social
Event.
event.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah. I see what you mean.
I saw a meme that was like I want to go to a show uh, just to be around a large crowd of people and see a band, but never actually talk to anybody.
I can
I just
relate. I
I
can
just
relate.
want to be around all these people, but not have to
Yeah.
like talk. Yeah.
And it's different from like people gazing. It's different because it's like you're
Right.
experiencing the same thing with these people as opposed to like if you're people gazing and you're just watching people like a creep. It's you're just passively looking at people at a McDonald's or something. That has definitely
Right.
happened a lot for me. But
Sure.
it's different. You're sharing an experience and yet you're
Yeah.
not technically socializing with these people. You're just enjoying
Right.
vibing
Yeah.
together.
It's not like you're like at a park where everybody's having their own separate like living their own separate
Yeah,
lives
yeah,
and
yeah.
experiences. Yeah, you're collectively like all together experiencing the show.
Yeah, I might like it,
So
you never know. I might
yeah.
like it until I try. But I'm looking forward to like meeting people. I'm looking forward to meeting you in person someday
Yeah,
and everybody.
I hope to come to South Korea. I really want to go to Seoul so bad.
Yeah, I mean when you come to visit Japan, you got to come by Korea as well cuz you might as well,
For
right?
sure. I definitely, yeah, I really want to. Um, oh man, I was gonna say something. I hate it when this happens.
I know. I hate it
Uh,
too.
oh yeah, I saw the the behind the scenes uh
Ah,
footage. That was the first time that I saw the behind the scenes stuff.
I know. I
Uh,
told you that I was gonna like send you bits, but then I totally like zoned out and I
no,
just
no,
fell into a
it's
bit of a coma after
yeah.
the shoot.
I
And
feel yeah.
yeah,
No, it's
yeah.
cool. I just yeah, I'm just jealous. Like I wish I could have been there. It was like it looks so fun.
It would
And
have been nice actually if you were there, just kind of
yeah,
doing stuff together and we can just chill.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah, exactly. I have
yeah.
like I got that FOMO, you know.
Didn't miss out on too much. It's not gonna be the first. It's not gonna be the last time you're ever gonna be able to like, you know,
Yeah.
be a music video. Like there's got to be multiple different music videos that's on your way. You can pop by one of them. And,
Yeah,
we can meet in person to hang out and stuff. But
for sure.
that BTS video is like just like all over the place though. Cuz I was just like the camera was wobbly and people were like saying
I,
they can hear the zooms and it's just
no,
like, "Oh
that was
god."
my favorite part. That was my favorite part. I like those.
Yeah, yeah.
At first, I was like, okay, did you like add that in as a
No.
joke? Or like, I was like, oh no, I thought it was sick.
Yeah, I know. We don't get that anymore, do we? Like, we
Yeah,
don't get that in
these
phones.
iPhones and stuff, I
Yeah,
miss
no,
that.
it's too high
Yeah,
tech, man. I gotta go back. Gotta go
yeah,
back to the
gotta go
retros.
back. Hmm.
Um, yeah, I wish I had more footages because like I wish I asked somebody to like film the actual me and the like just shooting the music video as opposed to like me actually holding the camera up. But I'm
Right.
just too shy, I'm too shy to ask people.
Oh
Um,
yeah, word. Yeah.
yeah, but
I don't.
it was a packed day as well. I was just like from
Yeah,
morning till evening.
you were busy. Yeah, you had to focus on the video, not like behind the scenes
Yeah,
stuff.
I know. And
Yeah,
I'm glad that
yeah.
the video turned out really well as well. So,
Hmm.
you know, props to us and props to the production team and the editor.
Yeah, definitely props to everybody that was there working on it.
Yeah, and the
Yeah,
hair and
they're
makeup person did something magical to my hair, just like sprayed loads stuff and it became
right.
like 3 times its original size.
That'd be
Super puffy.
that'd be so nice, I think, if you just had a hair and makeup person every day,
I
you
don't
know?
know about that. I mean, like makeup, man, it took me like an hour and
Well,
a half to like do the
oh
makeup.
yeah,
I know
I didn't
that's
think
just the
about that.
beginning of it. Like
Yeah,
I know some people put in like 2-3 hours like
yeah,
easily into perfecting a makeup. And it's just like
yeah.
I don't
That's pretty
know. I
wild.
feel like I like all natural look. But
Yeah,
I think it's good to spice it up at times though?
yeah. I think it'd be nice for me if I just had like somebody tell me what I want to wear every day. Like
Really?
if I just like woke up and I had a stylist who
Yeah.
knew me, who like knows what I
Oh
like,
yeah.
and like I just like woke up and they just like laid out like this dope outfit every day. Be
Yeah.
like,
I mean, I think for special occasions, I would love to have something like that. But
yeah, for
whereas like
sure.
if it's like a day in a life kind of
A
day,
day
just
thing.
normal day, I quite like
Yeah.
picking out clothes.
Yeah. For, no,
Yeah.
I get that.
Like
I
I
get
can I
that for
can
sure.
wear hoodies on hoodie days and I can wear
Yeah.
just nothing or I can just wear my
Does
weird trunks and stuff. Just do whatever I
word.
want. As like
Does,
but on like special days or like music video days where it's like, you got the set, you got the mood board, you got it'd be that would be nice to have like somebody who knows their shit and
yeah.
knows that, okay, this outfit's gonna work really well. Um
Yeah,
than
for
me trying to
sure.
figure that out with my amateur as frick just style knowledge. Oh my gosh. Hello?
But you gotta be, you know. Can you
I
hear
think you
me?
just kind of like I think there
Am
was
I
poor connection for a few like seconds. I was just vibing
can
alone.
you hear me?
Yeah, yeah, I can hear you now. I was
Oh,
just
okay.
yeah,
Okay. I got
you're all
lost in the
good.
internet for a
Yeah,
second.
I
Okay.
just got locked in the liminal space of the internet for a few seconds. You're
Liminal. Oh my
liminal internet
God.
space, yeah.
Yes.
Full
I want to
circle.
live in the liminal space of the internet.
Yeah.
That'd be dope.
Yeah, but you're all
Does
good now.
it get cold in Korea? Like, does it
Uh
snow?
Yeah, it does snow. Not too much, but we got 4
Mm,
seasons and quite extremely
mm,
like quite it's not like temperate uh difference like it is in the UK, which I miss a lot. I
yeah.
really miss
Yeah.
UK weather, but in Korea it's very extreme. Like spring is springy, summer is super hot, humid. Fall is very like dryish, very pleasant, I would say, but winter is like
Yeah.
super cold at times, extremely
Oh,
cold.
okay.
So we
Oh,
got 4
wow.
very
Yeah.
clear seasons here.
That's great. That's something that I wish I had.
Really?
Um, there's definitely places in the US that obviously have like full seasons, but in Texas, it's basically summer for 11 months and then like 1 month of winter.
Oh, like winter as in like you have to wear parkas and stuff?
it gets like actually recently we had like the coldest year that we've
Mm-hmm.
ever had. Like everything froze over.
Whoa.
Um, yeah, it was pretty, yeah, it was really cold. So yeah, there was like snow everywhere. Um, so yeah, it does get cold sometimes, but most of the time it's very, very hot. Very
Which
hot here.
season and do you have any specific season that you want to have, or is it just like the having 4 seasons in general?
Uh, I'm a definitely a fall winter person.
Really?
Absolutely. Yeah,
Uh,
I hate the summer.
or maybe that's
Maybe
because that was what you were exposed to your entire life.
to
So it's
my
like one of those,
entire life, yeah.
yeah, yeah, you just
It's
want
just
something
like,
different.
yeah, every day is over 100 degrees. Like I love the cold, you know.
Yeah.
And I love like gray skies and fog. And
Emo. Nice.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
definite
yeah, yeah.
sad boy emo vibes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I feel good. I feel good when it rains, you know. Like
I
I get
love rain. I
happy.
love raining.
Yeah,
I love it when it
I love the
rains.
rain.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, rain is super nice. I think that's one of the reasons why I love the UK because it rained quite a bit. Not as much as a lot of people might think, because like they always joke around that it always rains, but it doesn't
Mm,
always rain. They have quite lush weather. Their
right.
summers are great. The sky is blue. The sky is rarely blue here in Seoul, in Korea.
Really.
No,
Okay.
you get very, very rare blue skies. Like I would
Mm-hmm.
say like it totals up to like a week
Wow.
max,
Is it
like in the
because
whole of
of
summer.
like is it smog or like
Yeah.
pollution?
Yeah, 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 the
Oh,
pollution,
okay.
and
Yeah.
I can only assume it's the pollution because otherwise, why wouldn't you have blue sky? Because the
Yeah.
sky
If
is
it's
supposed to be blue.
yeah, if the
Shouldn't
rest
be
of South
yellow.
Korea, yeah, yeah,
No, it should the sky
yeah,
shouldn't be
like
yellow.
raining acid. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
not
yeah, yeah.
normal.
Yeah, it's not good, man.
Hmm.
I think it gets better like if you move to the suburbs, but where I am, it's just very yellow sky
Yeah,
most of the
yeah.
time. Uh,
Jeez. Yeah.
but
But Seoul seems really nice.
it
Like
is. It
other than
is. It's a
yeah,
very fun place, I would say. Except for the yellow sky, everything else is
except for
very
the yellow
lush.
sky.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's like just so culturally packed with stuff to do. Like good
Hmm.
food. Not good food is just the beginning. Like they
Yeah.
have good nightlife. I don't know too much about, but
Yeah.
um
You
very, very
you
good stuff going on, especially in like Hongdae, which is like the hub of nightlife,
oh,
nightclubs
okay.
and like bars and stuff. Um,
Yeah.
Lots of things to look at in terms of like the street. I would say it's quite similar to Japan in the sense that you get a lot of like little stores that you can visit and they've got loads of
Mm,
different like random shit going on. Um,
yeah.
it's very, very nice. I think you'll like it here.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I know I'm gonna love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh man. I'm just so ready to get out of Texas right now. Like I gotta get out of Texas.
Do you ever go to like
Go
other
somewhere.
states ever in the states even like
Yeah.
in America?
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, I've been all over.
Yeah.
Um, I've been to New York, I've been to Washington, which was probably like the one of the most beautiful places I've ever been.
Really?
Yeah, it's gorgeous, Washington. And
DC,
then of
right?
course,
DC, not like in Oregon,
no,
Portland. Yeah,
Washington.
yeah, yeah.
Washington State. I've
Yeah,
never
yeah.
been to DC. DC, they're on opposite sides.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna
So
ask,
I've
yeah.
I've I've been in the Northwest Washington
Uh-huh.
next to Portland. Um, yeah, it's gorgeous. And of course, I love LA. I think LA is amazing.
Would you ever
Every
live there?
I totally would.
Really?
If I were gonna stay in the US and keep living, that's where I would move to.
I I heard the rent though, like how much the rent
Oh,
is in LA from Colin the other day. I was
yeah.
like, "What are you talking about? I
Yeah,
don't
I would have
know. I
to,
can't."
provided I could afford it, that's
Yeah,
where I
yeah,
would go.
yeah.
But yeah, it's crazy
Yeah, I
expensive
know.
there.
I was actually like pretty shocked to hear how much it costs to live there.
Hmm.
Because like London is less than that, you know? So
Which
that
is
was like,
crazy.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's crazy because like I thought London had some pretty high living costs, which it
Oh
does.
yeah, it
But like
does.
LA,
Yeah.
hearing about LA, it makes London look like it's nothing.
San Francisco is even more expensive.
Is it? That's probably
Yeah.
where like, this because like the Silicon Valley, it's like nearby more and then more tech people is there. I don't know.
I think I don't know why. I don't know. I just know that
Yeah,
it's like one of the most expensive cities.
really.
Like when I went there, I played a couple shows there and I asked like people that, that I knew. I was
Mm-hmm.
like, how do you afford rent? How do you live here?
Yeah, yeah.
They're just like, "Oh, I don't really eat a lot."
Whoa.
Like, geez. They're like,
I just
"Yeah,
don't eat.
I'm looking to move out of here."
Wow.
It's a nice. I enjoyed San Francisco though. I have friends who live in New York, and I have no idea how they can afford it.
Is it even more expensive than LA? I mean,
I
San
think I
Francisco?
think New York is more expensive than LA.
Really?
I think. I don't know. Don't quote me on that, but
Okay,
I'm
okay.
pretty sure.
Oh
But
my
I think
gosh.
San Francisco is the most expensive.
I heard that at least like people are happy in LA and like in California and regions, whereas like in New
Yeah,
York, I heard that like
stressful.
3% of the people are actually happy about the apartments that they live in. The rest are just
Yeah,
miserable.
they're completely different vibes, New York and LA,
Yeah,
Some people
polar
gravitate,
opposites.
yeah, a lot of people gravitate more towards the New York, like busy
Cosmopolitan
lifestyle.
life.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Whereas I tend to gravitate more towards the LA just because like the weather is gorgeous every day.
Yeah.
It's like not too hot during the day, then it gets a little bit chilly at night, and it's just I don't know. But it also still has like the cool, fast-paced like vibe of New York,
Mm.
just like more spread out.
I'm intrigued now because it's likely that the first place that I'm going to visit when I get to travel back like to America is going to be LA. Um,
Yeah.
I don't know very much about
Did,
the place, but
did,
it sounds nice from what I've heard so far.
you say does Colin live in LA?
Yes, all
Um,
my team all lives
your
in
team is
LA.
in LA?
Yeah.
Word.
Oh, well, yeah. Some of
I'm
them live in New
jealous.
York. So,
Yeah.
which I probably assume is going to be a great excuse for me to like go to both
Yeah, exactly.
places and get to
You
like
have to.
compare. Uh,
Yeah.
but I'd like to see. I'm curious too as which side of the country that I'm going to be drawn to because
Yeah.
um I
So
love, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going to come out of it.
I think New York would is probably a lot more like soul
Right.
than LA would be. Um,
Mm.
to be fair, when I was in New York, all I did was work and I didn't get to see any of it.
Yeah.
So I feel like if I went back, I would like it a lot more.
But I also feel like New York also doesn't have a lot to watch, like and look, because it's just
uh,
buildings. Aren't there? Are
I,
there any like touristy places?
yeah, there's plenty of tourists. I mean,
Oh, really?
there's Times Square, which is like the
Oh, right.
huge
Yeah.
place, but yeah, I don't know. My friend just went there um to meet up with my other friends who live
Yeah.
there, and he just got back and he said that he had a great time. Yeah.
Well, I've been to
So,
New York. I
oh
just
yeah.
frankly, yeah, I've been to New York just for a few days, but I didn't get to
Hmm.
see all the like, not
The cool
landmark, but like, yeah,
spots.
the cool spots
Yeah. Yeah.
of the city. So yeah, I'm pretty intrigued to what's gonna come out of the trip once I make it. Uh,
Hmm.
I get
There's
a feeling though that LA is gonna be like nothing I've experienced as a like then like New York. You said it's kind of gonna be like Seoul, so it's not gonna be. And
more
I've
like,
been there before, so I kind of
yeah.
know the vibe a little bit as like.
Yeah.
Whereas
It's
LA, I've never been that side of the
yeah.
country, so
It's
it's
very
gonna be
like
pretty new.
beach, like Santa Monica, is very like beach town.
Yeah,
It's like
very.
it's sunny, like there's the beach, everybody's chilling. It's like palm trees everywhere. Yeah, it's a good vibe.
Yeah. Oh, can't wait. Can't wait. Oh, look,
Yeah,
this
me
was
too. I want to go
really
back.
fun, Adam. This was super fun.
Yeah, it's always nice talking to you.
Yeah, for sure. How
Wait,
long have you been talking? I feel like we've been talking
my
for quite a
phone says
while.
like 2 hours.
Yeah, 2 hours, man. 2 hours.
That's wild.
That went by fast. But you're
Yeah,
always welcome back.
of
You can,
course.
yeah,
Thanks
we
for
can just
having
have a
me.
little rambling session. I truly believe in the value that comes out of just having a little like just going down the rabbit hole about stuff, right?
Yeah. Oh
Uh,
man. Yeah. I feel like, you know, it's yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's really easy to talk to you and I enjoyed being here, so thank you for having me. And anytime you want to go down a rabbit hole,
oh
I'm always
yeah.
here.
Yeah, yeah. Let's do this again sometime soon again.
For
Again,
sure.
again, and again,
Again. We'll
again
do
and
it again.
again.
Okay,
Okay,
for sure.
thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye bye. Take care.
Get get some sleep.
Oh, I will. Bye bye.
See ya.